Death in Futurama is never the end. Robots reboot, humans respawn, and somehow everyone gets a second chance. Here are the wildest, weirdest, and most dramatic resurrections across the 31st century. The Thief of Baghead. Season 7, Episode 4. The Thief of Baghead starts with something innocent, a trip to the aquarium. But since this is Futurama, things go downhill fast. Bender, instead of enjoying the fish, becomes obsessed with taking pictures of everyone. Just then, he spots Calculon and starts photographing him. Even though Calculon clearly isn't enjoying it, Bender still manages to take several awkward shots of him. After annoying everyone with his film camera, Bender heads home and shows the pictures to Zoidberg. Zoidberg suggests he try magazine photography.
Bender should go to Us People's office in Hollywood and see if they'd like his Calculon picture.
Taking the advice seriously, Bender decides to become a full-time paparazzi. He shows his Calculon photos to Us People magazine in Hollywood, and they hire him. Soon he's selling celebrity photos for cash. Everything's going great until he hears about Langdon Cobb, an actor who never shows his face and always wears a paper bag over his head. Determined to get the perfect shot, Bender sneaks past Cobb's creepy fungus guard dog and manages to snap a photo of his real face.
Gotcha! No!
Cobb panics and warns him that if anyone sees the photo, the consequences will be deadly.
If you show anyone that picture, there will be terrible consequences.
He even begs Bender not to show it. Bender promises he won't, and then immediately shows it to Fry, Amy, and Hermes. The moment they see the picture, their life force is sucked right out of their bodies, leaving them as wrinkled, empty husks. Professor Farnsworth immediately tears up the picture and explains that Cobb must be from Bryoria 6, that's home to the quantum lichen, a strange alien species that feeds on attention. The more people adore it, the stronger it becomes. The professor explains that if they can destroy Cobb's fungus ego, they can bring everyone back to life. Just then, Zoidberg shows them that tonight is the World Acting Championship, and it's Calculon versus Langdon Cobb. All they have to do is make sure Calculon wins to hurt Cobb's ego. They visit Calculon, who says he hates Langdon Cobb because Cobb always beats him for every award and role. For Calculon, defeating him means more than life itself. Calculon agrees and decides to perform the famous Romeo and Juliet death scene. Leela suggests that he should use food coloring for the poison, but Calculon reminds her that
food coloring? The most poisonous substance known to robots?
Leela then says they'll use harmless robot acid instead, but Calculon takes it a little too seriously.
I shall drink the actual poison and actually die.
The first performance is by Cobb. Meanwhile, the professor and Zoidberg are at Cobb's house to check the growth of his fungus ego. As Cobb receives attention on stage, his fungus keeps growing rapidly. Everyone is impressed by Cobb's performance, but then it's Calculon's turn. In the most dramatic way possible, Calculon actually dies on stage. The crowd believes it's a brilliant performance. Seeing Calculon's powerful act, the fungus ego starts shrinking. But even though Calculon dies giving his best performance, Cobb still wins, feeding on all the attention and growing stronger. The fungus becomes so huge that it destroys the theater and starts licking Cobb. Bender secretly takes a picture of him. Eventually, Bender outsmarts him by using Cobb's own photo against him. Cobb ends up admiring himself so much that he literally explodes, and everyone's life force returns. As for Calculon, he stays dead for a while. But a year later, in Calculon 2.0, Bender and the crew decide to bring him back for one last performance. With the help from Professor Farnsworth, they perform a bizarre ritual. The robot devil, exhausted from Calculon's endless acting in robot hell, gladly returns his soul. So yes, Calculon died for art, but he came back for applause. If Calculon died chasing applause, Kif Kroker died chasing loyalty, and got heartbreak in return. The beast with a billion backs. A strange glowing tear splits the sky, a mysterious rift that no one understands. While scientists panic, life in New York carries on, and Kif and Amy are finally ready to tie the knot. Their wedding begins beautifully, with friends, laughter, and a rare moment of peace. But the celebration doesn't last long. Soon after the ceremony, the Planet Express crew joins a military mission to explore the mysterious rift. The mission is led by none other than Zap himself, whose idea of strategy is charge in and hope for the best. During the chaos, Kif volunteers to repair a missile system mid-battle, but before he can finish, Zap presses the fire button too early, triggering a massive explosion. In one careless moment, Kif is caught by the blast and killed instantly. The crew is devastated. Amy is shattered. And Zap, in his usual heartless fashion, delivers the news like he's reporting a routine mission failure. He even hands Amy a photo of Kif's lifeless body, calling it official proof. Days later, the universe continues to unravel, and the anomaly begins spreading strange energy. The crew takes shelter in an abandoned cabin, where Amy grieves alone outside, remembering Kif's kindness and loyalty. Zap, pretending to share her sorrow, joins in. He speaks softly about how much he misses Kif too, claiming he still feels Kif's spirit nearby, a line clearly meant to comfort Amy but really meant to manipulate her. By morning, the truth becomes painfully clear. Leela opens the door to find Amy and Zap asleep together, naked under the sheets. The sight is as shocking as it is heartbreaking. Before anyone can process what's happened, glowing tentacles from the cosmic rift burst into the cabin, dragging everyone into chaos once again. Then comes an unexpected twist. The creature behind the rift was an enormous being named Evo. He realizes the destruction it caused and decides to make amends. Using its immense power, Evo revives Kif, bringing him back to life. But what should have been a joyful reunion turns into heartbreak all over again. Kif rushes to Amy, overjoyed to see her, only to discover the truth about what happened while he was gone. His face falls. The love and trust he had for Amy shattered instantly. He realizes the woman he died protecting has betrayed him with the man who caused his death. Amy is crushed with guilt, unable to meet his eyes, while Zap tries to play it off as another romantic victory. But it's not a victory, it's a tragedy. Kif's revival becomes one of the saddest moments in Futurama, not because he came back from death, but because he returned to find his world broken. Let's look at the one revival that's more comedy than tragedy: Bender's ghostly return. Ghost in the Machines, Season 6, Episode 19. It all begins at New York's annual parade day, the one time every group demands its own parade. To keep everyone happy, the city decides to cram them all into one giant event. What could possibly go wrong? Well, everything. The Jamaican Pride float crashes straight into the Doritos float, sending a massive chip flying across the street. It smacks into Zap Brannigan's Pride globe, and suddenly, chaos takes over the parade. Right under that falling globe stands one human and one robot, chatting away without a clue. Fry spots the danger and yells,
I'll save one of you!
In true Fry fashion, he saves the human, leaving the poor robot to get crushed. Just then, the mayor arrives, praising Fry for his quick thinking and calling him a hero. He hands Fry the key to the city and even declares the day as,
This Saturday shall be known as Friday!
Sounds like a happy ending, right? Not for long. Back at Planet Express, Bender is fuming.
You could have saved a robot, but instead you saved a human.
He shouts.
You think human life is more precious than robot life?
Fry, being Fry, answers honestly.
Well, yes, actually.
Bender feels betrayed and says,
That's it. I'm killing myself.
To make things worse, Amy says,
You always say you're gonna kill yourself, but you almost never do.
Hermes adds that the last time Bender went to a suicide booth, he ended up dating it for 6 months. But this time, Bender was serious. He walks inside the booth and realizes it's the same one, his ex-girlfriend, Lynn. Shocked, he says he thought she moved to Oregon. Lynn tells him this won't be suicide, it'll be murder, and kills him. Later, the Dead Axe truck arrives and delivers Bender's body to Planet Express. Fry looks heartbroken, but Hermes still thinks Bender's faking it. He waves money in front of him, but there's no reaction. That's when everyone realizes Bender is actually gone. The crew removes their hats in respect. Just then, Bender's soul rises from his body. He tries talking, but no one can hear him. Everyone's focused on his body, not on him. Frustrated, he went outside the building and found the robot devil sitting nearby. He asks why the devil can see him when no one else can. The robot devil explains that Bender is dead and now a ghost, trapped in limbo. Bender's shocked and begs to escape, but the robot devil says it's impossible. He's stuck in an infinite loop. As they talk, Bender blames Fry for his death.
That jerk said human life was more valuable than robot life. What?
Hearing this, the robot devil grows angry and offers Bender a deal. He'll return him to his body if he scares Fry to death. Without thinking twice, Bender agrees and signs the deal instantly. But there's a catch. If Bender fails, he has to spend eternity in this robot hell. Bender starts haunting Fry at midnight, but soon realizes Fry can't see or hear him. The next morning, he discovers he can possess machines. and that's when the chaos begins. He jumps into gadgets around Planet Express, from the juice machine to Fry's shaver, making them go haywire until Fry is terrified. When Fry tells the crew, they don't believe him, until they see machines attacking Fry only. Hermes calls Reverend Preacherbot, who gives Fry a sacramental firewall to block evil software. Fry finally relaxes and goes to sleep. Big mistake. Bender sneaks into the device and scares Fry so badly he has a heart attack. Thinking Fry is dead, Bender rushes to Robot Hell to reclaim his body, but the Robot Devil reveals Fry survived. Fry wakes up in the hospital. The doctor tells Fry he's developed machine phobia, a fear of all technology. Fry nods nervously but admits there's one machine he still misses: Bender. Hearing that, Bender realizes Fry truly values robots and finally gives up on killing him. Fry moves to the Amish homeworld to escape technology, but Bender's ghost follows. When the Robot Devil appears again, demanding Bender finish the deal, Bender refuses. The devil tricks him by spooking bulls, causing a giant barn to roll toward Fry. With no other machines around, Bender possesses the Robot Devil's body and pushes Fry to safety. The barn crushes them both, sending their spirits back to Robot Hell. The devil rebuilds his body and mocks Bender, but Bender doesn't care. He's proud he saved Fry. The act earns him a spot in Robot Heaven. Of course, he hacks Robot Guard to sneak back to Earth, gets thrown out, and lands right in his reassembled body. Bender wakes up alive again, perfectly fine, until Fry accuses him of still haunting him. The next episode takes sadness to a new level, with Fry's death blurring the line between dreams and reality. The Sting, Season 4, Episode 12. Some episodes of Futurama are funny, some are sad, and then there's The Sting, a mix of both. The professor warns the crew not to take the mission. They have to collect honey from giant space bees, the same mission that killed his last delivery crew, but Leela won't back down. Fry and Bender try to escape, but she drags them along anyway. Inside the hive, things look calm at first. Leela paints Bender like a bee to help him blend in, then installs a language cartridge so he can talk through dance, just like real bees. Surprisingly, it actually works. Later, they discover the wreckage of the old Planet Express ship and a black box. The recording reveals the last crew's final words.
Captain, the bees have us surrounded! Oh, the professor was right. We're not as good as his old crew.
Those were the exact words that Professor had told Leela and Fry earlier, but Leela still decides to press on. While collecting honey, Fry accidentally falls into a river of royal jelly, the same jelly used to feed the queen. Leela helps him out and spots a baby queen floating nearby. Finding it cute, she decides to take it back with them, hoping it might help them make their own honey later. Bender, of course, ruins the moment by saying he's tired of shaking his booty for all these fat jerks. The bees, insulted by the remark about their queen, immediately buzz with rage. "You try keeping your figure after 10,000 kids," the queen snapped and launched an attack. The crew activates their high-speed emergency escape unit and barely makes it back to their ship. But just when it seems like they're safe, the baby queen they brought along suddenly wakes up and attacks. In a shocking moment, Fry jumps in front of Leela to protect her, and the bee's stinger goes straight through him. Leela only gets a small prick, but Fry collapses, lifeless. At Fry's funeral, everyone is heartbroken. Even Bender. He sighs.
All those times I said, kill all humans, I'd always whisper except one. Fry was that one.
Leela, filled with guilt, blames herself for his death. She can't eat, can't sleep, and starts using space honey to calm down. But the honey has strange side effects. It makes her dream. And in those dreams, Fry is still alive, smiling at her and saying the same words every time. Leela tells the crew about her dreams, saying Fry mentioned hiding a gift for her in his locker. When she checks, it's empty until Bender strolls in, selling Fry's old stuff, and accidentally hands her the very gift Fry meant for her. The next night, she dreams again. This time, she and Fry are on a date, laughing and holding hands. He even gives her his jacket before whispering, "Wake up." But when Leela wakes, the jacket is really there beside her bed. She's convinced Fry is alive and trying to reach her. The next morning, Leela shows the jacket to the crew, certain it's Fry's. But when they all take a closer look, she realizes it isn't his jacket at all. It's a green jacket, not the one Fry gave her. Everyone starts to worry she's losing her mind. Trying to calm down, Leela says she just needs more space honey. The professor warns her, 1 spoon helps you relax, 2 sends you dreaming, 3, you never wake up. Ignoring the danger, she takes 2 spoons and dreams again. In the dream, Fry comes back to life, but when she wakes, he's still gone. Desperate, Leela visits Fry's coffin, where people around her accuse her of killing him. Overwhelmed with guilt, she prepares to take 3 spoons of honey, enough to sleep forever. Just then, Fry's photo on her nightstand seems to talk and stop her. She says, "You're only with me in my dreams." The picture suddenly flickers, and Fry's voice says one last time, "Wake up." And then she does. Leela wakes in a hospital bed, weak but alive. Fry is sitting beside her, exhausted and crying. He tells her the truth. When the bee attacked, the stinger went through him and into her, putting her in a 2-week coma. Fry never left her side. He stayed in the hospital, talking to her every day, waiting for her to wake up. So yes, Fry technically died, but love brought him back. Or maybe just Futurama's refusal to let anyone stay dead for long. Either way, the sting proved that even in a show full of robots and aliens, nothing is stronger than one human idiot's loyalty. So there you have it. From stage lights to space battles, these are the characters who proved that death in Futurama is more of a suggestion than an ending. Think we missed a revival? Drop it in the comments below. And if you believe nobody in Futurama ever truly stays dead, hit like, share with your fellow fans, and subscribe for more journeys through the 31st century.